Welcome, everybody. That is right. It's the defense. The defense, powered by Own3D TV, and of course supported by Razer. Thanks to all those people who are tuning in for what should be one hell of a match. That is, we have Asia versus Europe. I'm not going to do that whole kind of war thing again. We've just connected the two of them together through the help of American servers, and we have MYMSG going up against the Wild Honey Badgers. So Synderen's team, let's say Synderen's team, the Synderen, Peppy C, Badger, Natrum, as well as Coronity. Not Hjort tonight. Hjort is actually on the sidelines this evening. Coronity will be going in there. That is not Kuro. That is Coronity. They are two different players. Going up against MYM with HYHY. It is not the normal MYM roster. It is actually a little bit of a change around. But you still have MYM, you still have HYHY, Ice is in there, Toph is there, and they also have Punisher and Awesome, so they have a couple of stand-ins, but the Dota 2 roster is slightly different to their Dota 1 roster. We have been advised of that, but they have turned up for their match today. So without any further ado, let's jump ourselves in it. We are into our drafting screen, so let's give ourselves some beautiful sounds so we can hear the animation, the birds tweeting in the background, because this is going to be one hell of a game. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. It is a best of one, just like all the matches for the defense. We go through our group stages. At this point, both these teams have not played a single game in their group. They are the guys in what is possibly the hardest group of all. If you want to check out the groups, you can head yourself over to joindota.com. But they are in group number A. So they're in there with SK Gaming, Global Domination Time. Roots is in there too. Now, Roots is actually the new name for the team Fail Micro. They have changed the name to Roots, and they're going to be quite happy to go away from that Fail Micro name. They also have Problem, question mark, which is the old MYM. So that's MYM Europe. So Malk and Co. Then Wild Honey Badgers and Meet Your Makers SG. So the last two teams I mentioned being the two teams in this game. They are all in that one group, which is basically the hardest group of all. 3 teams get to advance from this group. 3 teams will be knocked out. That is where it goes. So it is very important to get yourself up towards the top of your group stages. Everybody plays 5 games, so you've got 5 opportunities to knock the others into oblivion. In the meantime, also, I'd like to say greetings to everybody who is in the IRC chat. Please remember, too, when you actually post up a comment, if I do respond to it, it'll be a 30-second delay to just ensure that there is no... Actually, it's about 40 seconds. To ensure there is actually no cheating. So let's check out our bans and picks so far. So interesting to see MYM actually throwing Batrider into the ban pool. They still think he's, even in Dota 2, one of those massive key heroes to actually ban out. What they probably don't realize is Wild Honey Badgers, they love that Night Stalker, and they've actually let him get through that ban stage because they threw that Batrider in. So Radiant just removed out the 2 big pushes, which is all Wild Honey Badgers want to do. Wild Honey Badgers are more of a ganking kind of side, and then now tactically push when they're strong enough to actually do so. But we have Prophet as well as Broodmother taken out. They are the guys who just love to push everything out. Howdy as well to the Silver Digger, who is currently the Gold Digger. I like you playing words, man. Who is in the IRC chat. But yes, Wild Honey Badgers do enjoy being massively aggressive. Let's just go for the gank, and we'll push down the towers when the time is actually right. And we just all about the trade-off kind of thing. That's the way Synderen's mind likes to work when he wants to play these type of games. As far as the Dire's gone, they go, okay, let's take out the biggest hard carry, and we'll take out a hero who we just hate. He's not too bad for pushing, he's not too bad for ganking, and really, in Dota 1, he's a lot more powerful, he fits a lot more into the meta game. There's so many intelligence heroes just to burst the living crap out of him. It's just kind of like Batrider doesn't really fit into the mix these days, or at least not into the competitive scene, but this will rotate, this will change over time. It's all about the metagame, it's all about what the latest trend is. Just like we were talking about Rasta, Shadow Shaman for people who only know the Dota 2 name, coming in and out of the metagame, and that was, we had that conversation with Synderen 2 nights ago. I am concerned to see Clockwork Goblin here. I have flashbacks to eHome playing Clockwork Goblin against Na'Vi on the SWC stage when I see him. So hopefully we won't see something similar to that with him going on the bottom lane solo and just getting completely destroyed. So Radiant might be thinking of a little bit more of a hard carry. Might even look at Spectre right now to throw down towards that bottom lane if they do want to go up against the Clockwork Goblin. I'm mainly referring to Spectre because Spectre with the dagger can actually just, well, I don't know if she actually gets pushed out of the cogs, but should be able to walk out if she does get pushed that way. Venomans are actually coming up from the Radiant, so I don't know if they're fearing a little bit of a push or they actually want to have somebody who can actually slow down. It wouldn't be too bad to actually harass that Clockwork Goblin back on that bottom lane, so if Veno goes for the support in the bottom lane, goes for the double pulls or triple pulls, all like we saw 2 nights ago from Eben, the up-and-coming Heroes of New Earth, a pro player compilation team, Eben. who are actually still trying to also compete at DreamHack. I'm hoping they do actually succeed. I believe they're actually currently looking for a sponsor. So if you actually are a sponsor and you're currently tuning into this and you want to go, hey, I want a team for DreamHack, and just for DreamHack, have a chat to Eben. They're actually looking for sponsors. Even though one of their players is contractedly bound to Fnatic, they are looking to actually bring the majority of the team over for that, which would be pretty awesome. Yeah. In the meantime, let's actually check out the Dire sides. You look at their lineup and you go, okay, we got Ledge, we got Clock, we got Tide. Lich and Clockwork can both go solos, but Tide support. The Dire have showed absolutely none of their big carry potential. That's why we're seeing so long taken for the Radiant banning stage to come out, because the Dire's now just taking an Omni Knight. They're like, well, okay, remove out. He's awesome, so yeah, let's take him out. As far as like supporting the Radiant side, yeah, he could always do it. It's Omni Knight. He could easily support the majority of the Radiant side, even if he actually, like, no matter who they picked, he would always be there. Spectre now being taken out by the Radiant, so they are fearing the Dire going for the big hard carries. So we'll see Spectre being taken out. Maybe MYM have actually got something up their sleeve to actually ban through so fast. They did actually still eat into... I keep on saying it again. Okay, this is why we need to drink more of this. For people having fun on the drinking game of the actually, good luck to you today. I wish you good luck. So the Dire have one more ban to come out, because they're also going to be thinking about their hard carries as well. It's a bit of a hard situation for Wild Honey Badgers. They want to ban out the carries, but they can't, because they also need to pick one up themselves. They can't ban out too many. They want to leave their options open. So in the end, they have to go, okay, we're going to have to leave two big Agi carries in the pool, no matter what we do. So let's just take out Spectra. There's still Dro Ranger. There's still SA if they want him as well. SA might not be a bad choice. You throw a double silence on the back of the Radiant. The only downside that way is you got two Agi carries who are melee, so it'll make that landing a little bit harder. But then again, you do actually have Clockwork as well as Tidehunter, two melee heroes as well. But it's the Lich who's going to throw the spanner in the works for their other big Agi lane. They've got to throw a range hero, like a Dro Ranger or something along those lines, into that lane. I'm all about getting you drunk, man. Especially if you're coming to Sweden. Pugna was the last ban out for the Dire. Bit of a random ban, actually. I'm wondering if the Dire were just thinking, okay, with Venomancer, and then maybe the Radiant are thinking a push strat. Are we going to see a Chen coming out? Well, that should be a good option for them. Windrunner could actually solo up on the top lane. But then again, every single time I've seen Windrunner being picked over the last couple of weeks for Dota 2, she's always gone down towards the bottom lane for the Radiant. So it's been like Windrunner versus Clockwork. And then they run their tri-lane up on the top lane. So Chen, if he was being picked up, would go an aggressive kind of style in towards the Dire neutrals and just try and dominate from that angle. People actually ask, oh yeah, I forgot Sniper. Sniper and Dro Ranger, the two range Agi carries. I can't believe I actually forgot Dwarven Sniper. So yeah, Ancient Apparition being the last ban out from the Dire. Syndrome probably just thinking at this point, who the hell is going to go there mid solo? If we actually, that's actually not a bad choice. I think the logic behind Syndrome's thinking right now is remove out the Ancient Apparition, because they would probably just run him solo mid. Easy to do. And that will cause a lot of issues for the Night Stalker if they want to run him solo mid. But if you force the Dire to pick up a Beastmaster or something along those lines, because Beastmaster being the most popular hero as far as drafting actually goes, if you're a stat whore, you'll notice he has been picked up. I think the statistics for the BenQ tournament were 90% of matches Beastmaster was picked or banned. So only 10% he actually just got, forgot about him, kind of thing. Weaver actually does come up, so SK Onan, who's actually in the IRC chat as well. And there you go again, I said the word again. I'm actually doing it to half troll you guys now. In case you guys don't know the running joke, I say actually a lot. It happens every now and then when my brain is just like, instead of going, damn it! Proved my own point wrong. There, I did it again. I generally say actually. It's now because I can't say actually, I'm actually saying, oh, actually. That's right. I hope you guys are getting drunk. Weaver does come up for the Dire. There's a drinking game every time I say actually. That was the running joke. But Weaver is up for the Dire. Weaver's got to be a little bit careful, though. If Weaver actually gets silenced, then Night Stalker can really shut them down, so we might be seeing This is the only time I would agree for a Lincoln Sphere to come out on Weaver, because Night Stalker is going to cast 2 abilities. One is the Crippling Fear, one is the Void. One is going to deal you damage and slow you, one is going to silence you. Generally, you'll probably start with the silence. But in this case, it's actually going to have to go the other way. So the Void will have to go, and then the silence, and then he's going to damage on top of him. But so you can either slow him or silence him once that Lincoln Sphere is up. You can't do both. So it's kind of like this Night Stalker wanting to hunt Weaver makes his life very, very difficult. So it's not a bad choice to actually go. Makes the Night Stalker's life a living hell when he just wants, I just want to kill you. Oh, I can't. And then he can time-lapse me. So it's like, ah. So it's really, really hard for Night Stalker to actually pick off a Weaver one-on-one. Once he's got that Lincoln, before that, it's just like Night Stalker's field day. And
Radiant team pick.
Doom? Doombringer? I'm up for this. I'll see how this goes. But Doombringer coming up for the Dire in not a single match so far in the last month and a half, 2 months, has a Doombringer actually been picked. And now the Radiant will be going, okay, who the hell are we going to go now? There's a guy in chat I just see, oh, next pick's going to be Caught for the Radiant. And if that's actually the case, then the Doombringer pick is actually possibly one of the most awesomest picks of all time on the Doombringer. Because he's just like, oh, we get Void instead. So big hard agi carry. Yay. Oh, man. But if it was Queen of Pain, it would have actually completely destroyed Doombringer would have completely destroyed it. But the Dire picked first, so they had their 5th pick, and that was the last time. Looks like everyone's now selecting their heroes up, so that's the only reason the countdown keeps going at this point. If you're like, oh, the game's lagging, why is it doing this? Do not fear. Do not fear at all. It's just the players having to take their time to actually pick out who's going to be playing what. I say Dire, not Deer, for Scumbaggy. If you can actually have a crack at my pronunciation, you actually got to, like, get it right.
Prepare for battle.
In the meantime! That's right. Shout out to Book if he's currently tuning in. Coroni will be heading up towards the top lane. So Venomancer, Peppy will be joining him as well as Sea Badger. So I think this will actually... Oh, no. Our bottom lane will be Synderen. So they get a hard farm up a Night Stalker. Then our middle lane solo is actually going to be the Faceless Void. That's fair enough, considering he'll be going up against the Doombringer more than likely as a solo mid. So they can run their solo versus solo towards the top lane with the Witch Doctor, Windrunner, as well as Venomancer lane. It's a little bit of stun, a little bit of slow, a little bit of damage that comes out from these guys. Not to mention they're all range, though. As far as harassment actually goes, it's not going to be too shabby on that top. The only downside for them is, is it going to be Clock? Yeah, they're going to run the tri-lane for MYM on the bottom lane. So Punish will be playing as the Tidehunter. Tofu playing as the Weaver on the bottom lane. We'll be joined by Ice. Ice, baby, you're playing as the Lich. It's actually something which Lich says, funnily enough. She probably help me out. I don't know if that's actually like Ice, or if it's actually just Ice, because there's 2 of them. Yeah, there's actually two Ices in Singapore. HY will be playing the big card carrier, the Doombringer, and then also will be left on the top lane as the Clockwork Goblin. So Clockwork will just sit back in that tower and try and live as long as he can. Looks like Witch Doctor will be giving support towards the middle lane. Obviously, you're running a melee hero in the middle, so you need to give him a ranged supporter. So if you're just running around the bottom lane. There's the downside, basically, for... Oh, she got Lich on the bottom lane as well, so... I'm interested to see how this bottom lane goes for Synderen. A solo Night Stalker. Sure, he's picked up the Invis rune. But a solo Night Stalker up against a Lich who's going to be holding the lane back. A Tidehunter's going to be having a great time if Synderen comes out, just keep gushing him and holding him back. And then Tofu, who can range harass with German attack if he needs to. Synderen now comes out of the Invis rune, so he will get to show himself. And Lich decides to actually come towards the middle lane to help out HY, which is completely fair enough, considering Witch Doctor was here before. So now that Lich is here, he'll keep that creep wave on their fun side of the river. It's not as effective than a sacrifice in the middle. It's going to really shut down the amount of farm that Faceless Void is actually able to achieve. Hello, Coroni, actually coming in towards the mid, and now even tighter. Okay, tri-lane in mid. Obviously, tri-lane to the side lanes is not the cool thing to do these days. Let's make it a tri-lane in mid. All right, so for guys on the stream, I'm looking at the stream on my side as well. It is working completely fine, so I don't know about you guys. There's some small, actually, FPS lag. But that's basically it. Hello, HYHY. Why are you taking so much damage? Pops off the south. For a guy with 700 HP, the fact you can take that much damage is pretty impressive. Looks like Sea Badger was wanting to actually jump in towards the mid, but it's a little bit harder when HYHY's there. Especially with that level death. Scorched Earth 1, Devour 1 actually, so instead he's going the kind of farm, so we might see an early Radiance up for HYHY because of that. Depends on how much he actually gets in the middle lane.
Invisibility.
Venomancer picks that up, but I think there was actually something watching him. He has a dire ward, so already MYM keeping very, very close tabs on the wards, even though they're not picking them up themselves. That's the second ward now to go in favor of the Wild Honey Badgers. The first one was the Invis Rune, and the second one was also Invis Rune. Oh, bounce done. HYHY, Venomous Gale is in too far. They knew that was there, but there's nothing that could have been done. And now Lich has basically got to sit there, maybe harass Sea Badger back a little bit, use that Frost Blast. I think you want a couple more levels up after these just wanting to harass and then Frost Blast it. Sea Badger's going to be forced to actually pop that south. And HYHY comes back in again, but first blood in the middle lane. So on the bright side, we are catching the first bloods here at Join Dota. On the downside, it was the Doombringer for MYM fans. He got brought down. In the meantime, Syndra will be going one-on-one with that Weaver. Hello, top lane. Looks like Punisher's actually going to be caught out. Too far in. Power Shot actually missing. Venomous Gale hits again, though. Shackle Shot will hold him in place for just a little bit longer. There's no Power Shot, so there goes the Gush trying to slow down the Venomancer. But there's already enough damage and slow to bring him down. Awesome. Mini stuns might almost no. Karandi managed to get himself far enough away from Awesome. No, the mini stuns didn't have their effect anymore. Little cogs popping off the back.
Oh, look at it go.
A little bit of trouble there for Lich. A lot of damage being done by the bounce stun. And now even Sea Badger just tries to warp himself up. Trying to jump up to get the last hit there on the Lich, but nice. Managed to pop off the salve, so had a lot of life left. There's no consumables whatsoever left, bar a Tango. Can't negate the effect of the Tango. While Doombringer trying to stand toe-to-toe with the Faceless Void. And now Ice coming back towards the mid. So missing the 4-minute rune. That was again up on the top lane. So it's the third rune now. It's a regen. So we've had 2 invis, one regen, and they've all gone the way of...
Regeneration.
There goes that regeneration. All gone the way of Wild Honey Badgers. How's Syndra going on that bottom lane? So Syndra at this point is at 19 for 1 up against the Weaver, who is actually only 15 for 3. Weaver should not be losing this battle, and Syndra, I think that's going to be his Urn. Yes, his Urn that flies out now. So enough farm in the early stages of the game. Weaver has not shut him down enough. And that means that, well, HYHY is going to be one big juicy target there in the middle lane. Just failing a little bit there on that last hitting. Time next to the tower is a little bit difficult, but... yeah, we'll check out our goal difference graph right now. It's slowly going the way of the Radiant. Did level out a little bit early on, as well as about, well, a minute and a half in. Peppy. Oh, awesome. Should have seen that coming. He was lining it up. Just need to run a little bit south, but we'll pop off his bottle charges. So maybe just didn't care in the end. Syndra on pretty low life in that bottom lane. Well, he has actually got that Urn up. He hasn't killed anybody, so he can't have any charges on it yet. Both the kills happening so far. Windrunner's got one, Wishdotar's got the other. So also nothing on the big hard carry, so nothing on Void, nothing on Night Stalker. Our first nighttime cycle is about to start, though. So we'll keep our eyes on the cam of Syndra, and he's actually walking all the way back to base. It's a little bit dangerous to leave Tofu on the bottom lane to actually free farm this. He's at 21 for 8. So he's actually caught up. Well, hello, in the meantime, we did actually see, well, we didn't actually see because it actually happened, but I didn't see it. But Wishdotar managed to get the kill on the Doombringer in the middle lane. We also saw the dive on the top tier 1. Double TP coming in towards the mid, so Night Stalker is here, straight in towards the mid. Sea Badger's already taking a lot of damage right now, forced back out. It's a great bounce done there from mate Matrim. And Night Stalker able to get one Void hit and kills off the Lich, the easiest one to kill, and that gives him an Urn charge to use. Also leaves Doombringer without a support hero. And Doombringer for the fun time for the first time in the game. Picks up the 4th rune in the game, the regen. So we've had 2 invis, 2 regen. This time it goes the way of MYM. Weaver having a good time on that bottom lane. Time to farm, bring a Basilius up. Boots, at least. No deaths. I'm hearing Clockwork Goblin actually putting up some cogs on the top lane, but it's already because Titan's gone down. Negative earn charge, and Syndra is just going to get this kill pretty easily. Windrunner is actually the one who takes the double kill. Doesn't matter for Syndra, though. He won't care too much. Windrunner with farm's not too bad. That'll push her up to get towards that 4-star a little bit faster. Has gone the Arcane Boot kind of way. And she's also going Hood, so maybe Peppy's going to be rushing that Pipe of Insight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And we see Venomancer forced to go down to face off on a Weaver. It's not really something Venomancer wants to do, but as far as like the best hero to actually do that, if we don't have a Night Stalker there. Oh, low mid again. Bounce stun, Void up, Scorched Earth will start, but there's nothing they can do. The time locks were enough to hold him in place. And they're actually going to dive the two. Syndra can easily dive during the night time. So Ice will go down behind the tier 1 tower. The Void takes away so much life. And Sin picks up the double kill this time. It was Windrunner last time. It's Syndra this time. Making it 8-0 for them. Should really point out the Wild Honey Badgers have been trading very, very hard. Every single night, even their game up, which they were like, oh, hang on, we're going to be playing up against Myth Trust. They were preparing for that, finding up the replays wherever they possibly could. Now, bottom lane game's going to happen again, so look for the bounce stun. Weaver's going to be really careful. Dropping the ward down. Venomous Scout is trying to harass him down a little bit. There's no time lapse for Tofu, so he's got to use the Shuki to get away, and there goes the silence. It's a little bit nice, slow late.
We were different as
That's actually a good combination there from Syndra. Popped off both the crippling... he popped off the Void as well as an Earn Charge, so he only knew he had time for 2 things. So didn't actually decide to pop off the silence. Instead, popped off negative Earn Charge, and when you're in Shuki, that doesn't actually remove the effect of the Earn Charge, and that's what got the kill. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, the ping's going off, so I think Awesome wants to have a crack. He is still not level 6 for the Clockwork, so he can't latch himself in. The Gush will happen first. Look for that wind run. They want to try and get it right. Mini Cogs will pop, and actually, so Sea Badger actually can't move right now, but he's not the one that's actually in trouble. The one who's in trouble is going to be Peppy, who will die on the top. Lich is actually casting the Frost as we speak. Awesome has just locked him in place with the Cogs. So Peppy will actually die, and Sea Badger will have to reconnect for a moment. And that's him in the middle lane, playing as the Faceless Void. In the meantime, we'll check out as far as our CS goes. Peppy on the top lane, going to be his first death after 3 kills. Already with 48 for 9, so the most farmed hero on the map by far. Syndra with 4 for 0, with 22 for 1. So basically, after he left Weaver alone on that bottom lane, he hasn't got a single last hit in the creep. It's been the 4 kills, and, well, hello, we're resuming back in now. And Peppy might actually be able to escape from this.
How could you?
I say might. Might not. Syndra now comes up towards the top lane. In the meantime, Doobringer goes down again in the middle lane. Faceless Void, yeah, that was a chrono. It was popped off. Syndra's here. Going for Ice Ice. Already with the Void and the Earn Charge. That's already enough to get that kill. And it is done. Clockwork was in the neighborhood. Didn't decide to ulti himself in. Didn't have his mini stuns. I think was the only problem. The battery assault's only level 1.